everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Rachel Anna and for this week's video I am in my friend's kitchen. I'm very excited because he's going to film this video for me, which is something I've never done before. It's normally just me, myself and I filming and editing. So I'm going to make him a really delicious, amazing vegan curry to kind of say thank you for filming today. We're using really simple basic ingredients, vegetables, and it's going to be really delicious and hearty. So let's get into this. So to make this curry, we're going to start off with some roasted vegetables and we're going to roast some butternut squash and some courgettes, aka zucchini. Then to make a really nice hearty sauce, we've got coconut milk and fresh tomatoes. We're using black-eyed peas, and then for some flavor, we've got some black mustard seeds. We've also got some madras powder, some green-eyed chilies. Green-eyed chilies? Finger green, finger green chilies, some lime to help bring out the flavors, some garlic and some onion and some coriander. And then to go alongside it, to keep it really, really simple, we're just gonna make some white rice. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse our rice and we're gonna let it sit in some cold water while we prepare everything else. You just wanna rinse the rice until it runs clear, and that's gonna prevent it from being kind of stodgy and sticky, and it just takes off all the excess starch. I'm gonna do it one more time to try and get it nice and clear. We're gonna let this sit aside while we prepare everything else. Now we're gonna roast our butternut squash. So we're just gonna slice it up. If you prefer to have the skin off, you can peel it off. But if you prefer to keep it on, feel free to. How should we start cutting this bad boy? So I'm just slicing them into rough kind of rectangular chunks, but you can cut them into any shape you like, especially if you do smaller cubes, then it's going to take quicker to cook. And then we're just going to scoop out the inside and get all the seeds. What's great about the seeds is you can save them and you can roast them and you can add them to salads, sandwiches. Keep hold of them, there's no need to get rid of them. Now we're going to chop up our courgettes, aka zucchini. A lot easier than butternut squash. You don't need to use so much arm muscle. So America, your zucchini is here. UK, we're doing your courgettes. So these are going to take about 30 minutes to roast in the oven. Spread them out in an even layer if possible, if the tray is big enough. Olive oil. Then the next is the salt and some black pepper. And now we're just going to top it off with some gram masala. And we're just going to mix that all together, get everything combined, the salt, the pepper, the gram masala. We're going to put the oven on about 180 to 200 degrees C's to preheat the oven. Then we're going to add the vegetables, let them roast for about 30 minutes in the oven. Everything is prepared. We've chopped up all our vegetables in the oven. The vegetables are roasting in there. The rice is waiting to be cooked, and now it's time to make the curry. The first thing we're going to do is chop up the onion. I'm cutting the onions lengthways, but if you prefer to cut them in little cubes, you can also do that too. Next step is the garlic. Break it apart. I think today we're going to use 3 cloves. You guys know I like garlic. I would be tempted to use 4 or 5, but today we'll keep it to 3. I don't think I hate the smell of garlic, but I think everyone has that idea that garlic doesn't smell nice, so you're paranoid that you then don't smell nice if you have garlic all over your hands. Chopped onions, chopped garlic. We're going to chop up our tomatoes. We're going to use about 4 of these tomatoes. Make sure you use ones that are ripe because they're going to be juicier and more flavorful. So we've chopped them into... So I've chopped them up into roughly big, chunky half-moon shapes so that when you eat them in the curry, you get those kind of nice, juicy bites of tomato. So now it's time to chop up our green finger chilies. I'm going to use about 3 of them, and that's the kind of heat that I want in this dish. We want to chop them into long slices and we're going to avoid the seeds. So we're going to cut around the chili and leave the seed in the middle. Oh ho ho! I can smell the heat up my nostrils. We're gonna heat up this pan and then we're gonna add some coconut oil until it melts and gets nice and hot. Once it's done that, we're gonna add in our mustard seeds. And with the mustard seeds, we're just gonna wait until they start to pop, because when they start to pop, they are ready, and we're gonna add everything else in and get cooking. Oh, they're popping. Pop, pop away, guys. Oh, no, I'm joking. Too hot, too hot. It's time to add in some onions. With the onions, we're gonna add in the green finger chilies at the same time and get them cooking. We're gonna let the onions cook for about 10 minutes so they really sweat out and get nice and translucent. And at the same time, I'm gonna add in some seasoning. So I've got a little bit of turmeric, a bit of garam masala, and we're gonna also add a bit of salt and black pepper. And then we're gonna add in the tomatoes and the garlic. And then after that, we're gonna add the coconut milk. So we're just gonna prepare the coconut milk and also the coriander, which we're also gonna garnish on top at the end. So the onions are nice and translucent, so it's time to add in some garlic and our tomatoes. The tomatoes and the onion have been cooking down really nicely, and it's time to check on the roasted vegetables that have been roasting in the oven for about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna add those to the main curry dish. It's sizzling hot, it's looking amazing. You can see that the vegetables have very slightly caramelized and the garam masala has given it a really nice flavor. They're just looking so good. So we're gonna add the coconut milk to our big curry pot and get it nice and warm. So the coconut milk is really heating up and bubbling away, so we're gonna add in our black-eyed peas next. And now it's time to add in our roasted vegetables. So the curry's on the stove cooking away and it's time to prepare the rice. So we're just gonna drain out all the water. We've drained the rice, now I'm gonna add it to a pot with double the amount of water, add a bit of salt, bring it to a boil. Once the water started boiling, we're gonna pop the lid on top and let that simmer and cook for 10 minutes without moving the lid at all. We just want the rice to cook and steam in that pot together. Should we have a look at the curry? Wow, this smells amazing. I can't wait to eat this. We just gotta wait for the rice to cook. So the rice has been cooking. We followed the instructions, which means we've let it sit, and now it's nice and fluffy and perfectly cooked. I always love to add a little bit more lime juice just to the finishing touch. As you guys know, I like to do a taste test at the end of my videos, and it would be very hard to not start eating this meal. So let's get it all in there. It's really, really refreshing. And because the vegetables are very light, the courgettes and the butternut squash, but then you also have the black-eyed peas, which give you a good amount of protein and are really delicious. And the coconut with the slight madras, it's so tasty and light and delicious. A full-bodied meal that you can make for your friends if you have any parties, or you just want something quick and easy to make. I highly recommend this recipe. Yeah, what do I say? If you like this recipe, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I am here every week with new videos to share with you guys. Also, if you do make this recipe, please let me know on Instagram. I love seeing what you guys are doing, whether you add your own little flair to it or you keep it as it is, let me know. And also, my vegan cookbook is available for pre-order. So if you're looking for more recipes that I create, I definitely recommend checking it out. I'll leave all the information down in the description bar for you guys to check it out. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. In the curry together, you get those nice juicy. So I've chopped them into kind of big half moon shapes so that you get like It's not working, Lewis. I've chopped them in kind of half moon shapes, kind of chunky, because we don't want them mushy. So we're chopping them in a nice juicy bunch. I've chopped them up into roughly half moon chunks. Oh my God, this is annoying me. It's just tomatoes, Rach, just tomatoes. Right, boom. I've chopped them up into roughly big, kind of chunky. Ow. What are you saying? What are you saying?